Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Ashley Mateo, and we're back with our last and final Taiwan vlog. I know I'm so dramatic right now, right? But yeah, I wanted to really just end this on a really good note. So I didn't get to upload last week because I was traveling. For those of you who missed it, because I'm really not much on social media these days, but I was in LA as well as Utah for the last 2 weeks visiting family and friends. And so that's kind of why I look like a hot mess right now, because I'm still adjusting to the time zones back home and work is just picking up like crazy. I flew home on the 26th. This will be like the 28th as I'm filming it, and I just wanted to get something out. And so part of why I delayed this upload was, one, I didn't want this project to end because this series is really the first time I got to explore the YouTube space. I think for a long time I've always wanted to make YouTube videos. I watch a lot of channels. Like, I watch YouTube way more than I watch Netflix or any other streaming platforms right now. And it's really exciting to put myself into this space, to be more creative and express myself differently. Hopefully you can't hear my neighbor's dogs too much, but yeah, really being able to explore storytelling in a new way and appreciating the work it takes for people to edit videos. Like, I've learned so much in this past year. It'll almost be a year by the time this is uploaded, like from when I first started my videos. But yeah, I don't I don't want to like make this super cheesy and long, but like it just feels crazy to say that like I finally completed this series. This trip that took me 2.5 months lasted content for like almost a year. But yeah, I don't want to like take too much away from this process or like this video, but just want to say thank you all for like watching so far. And yeah, let's just dive into the video. So the last week, basically, I actually don't have a lot of footage. You're gonna see here, like, there's actually not a lot of footage from this last bit of my trip, mainly because I was working. Here I am, so busy working, and we're doing it in like, and during that time, I was also so busy working because I had launched the Rise and Thrive Masterplan, which was my first ever group course. And I wanted to make sure that I was launching effectively, that I was, showing up online, I was creating the content and like recording it, that I actually really didn't sit down and actually like do much anymore besides eating. So this is why you're going to see a shit ton of eating in this next couple minutes. The last time it rained was when I first came here in March. Like, holy shit. It's real. It's really real. So it's kind of funny to see this rain happening as I'm about to leave. Like, what a sign. It's kind of like a closing the circle for this trip. And then there's mine. Tell me about the vibe.
The vibe is like floating over European cobblestone streets, eating quality fried chicken and egg tarts. It's a kind of romance that most people will never understand. KFC hit different out here. It hit different.
It really does.
It's on a different level of quality.
I thought you were gonna shed a tear. I was like, oh no. Stop. And so one of the last people we really saw in Taiwan was actually Vinny's teacher and his wife. So for those of you who don't know, Vinny moved out to Taiwan primarily to learn Shuaijiao, as well as travel around Asia to learn different styles of martial arts. However, because of the Panera? I'm confusing the words now. It doesn't really matter. But anyways, during this time period, he was planning to go travel to other countries. However, travel has it had basically halted. So we were basically just in Taiwan the entire time. And so he got really close with his teacher and he took us out to eat hot pot for lunch because he knew that like hot pot is like one of my favorite things in the world, or at least one of my favorite foods. And so we went out to eat. And it's actually one of the popular spots that are in Taiwan, or sorry, that is in Pingtung city. Like, we've definitely walked by this place before. It's always poppin' at the night markets. Like, there's always a line, so we never ever bother to like eat hot pot most of the time at the night market that's near us. So we went during the day, and luckily, like, I'm pretty sure that like Vinny's teacher just knows everyone because he's grown up around the area. So we were able to get in. He was able to like pick all the good foods, and we just enjoyed the fuck out of that. And it's interesting because like as we were walking home afterwards, we saw a little kitty. Oh. So like that's really random, I know, but it was just chilling in the grass and I was trying to play with it and it did not like me. It's fine. And something that I got to do that day, or at least it was uploaded that day, was actually a video with Vinny. So like I said, Vinny does martial arts, and so he also has a YouTube channel. So every once in a while, I think twice at this point, I've been in his videos and I've definitely played a part in helping him record some behind the scenes as well. So I'm just dropping in a quick little bit because I think this is a really cute and funny little clip that we did together. You can actually check out the whole video. I'll link it down below so you can check it out. Goodbye, room. And so yeah, that is me leaving for the very last time. That is the apartment. I realized I didn't film the apartment when I first came, but now you get to see how tiny this space was. For people who know me know that like I really struggled to be in Taiwan primarily because of how small our space was. I'm not complaining or anything like that, but I know Vinny just found the spot that was like the quickest he could find while he moved out there, as well as like what was affordable at the time. And luckily like he found that space pretty easily. But yeah, like I didn't realize how much it could impact my experience until I lived in that space. Because as you can see, it's literally a bed, a little mini fridge, a desk, a closet, a bathroom, and that's it. There's no living room, there's no kitchen, like it's very bare bones, and that's fine. One thing I definitely told Vinny before, like when I was leaving, I was like, when next time I come back, please find a bigger space. Not saying like he didn't do a good job already in finding that space, but like to be more comfortable for the both of us, I think we need a bigger space because first of all, we have a twin mattress for the two of us. And half the time when it was too hot or too uncomfortable, one of us ended up sleeping on the floor on a yoga mat. So that was just like one of the things I think that was not my favorite. It was probably my least favorite while I was out there, aside from the heat and humidity that would like fry my brain sometimes. But yeah, that was the space that we lived in for 2.5 months. And from there we went to, I believe it was Taipei City, New Taipei to go visit one of Vinny's colleagues. And so this guy, I believe, is a lawyer. I don't remember like all the details because, yeah, I don't know. Like I just was there for like Vinny. But this guy collects antiques, specifically antique like Taiwanese and like Asian art. And so we went to visit his spot, and literally his house was like a mini museum. Like it's crazy. This guy like has so much stuff he's been collecting for a long time, and so Vinny was able to check out his items. He was able to try and use his items, like the musket. I think it's a musket. Anyways, it's a Hakka style gun that I don't think I even filmed it, or I don't actually have this clip on my phone, but you like shoot it with your toes. Vinny, hopefully I'll have a clip from Vinny. I will ask him for it. If it's not here, then sorry. Okay.
If you want more good picture, you can go outside on the garden. It's more brighter.
You want to? Okay.
Ici. Non, voilà, non. Puis non, viens.
That's so cool.
Can you get the view from Brian?
Yeah.
Like you drew down the barrel between the toes?
Okay, got it.
It's interesting.
The next place that we go to is actually stopping down for lunch at this old street. I think it was Daxi. I'm so poor at like pronouncing, but it's a down. It's like a Daxi Old Street. And so this place actually kind of reminds me very Hogwartsy vibes. Like it was all brick and like old school. It reminded me of Diagon Alley. It sounds weird to say that, but it reminded me of that. And we were like basically looking around for one. I was just trying to see if I could find any last minute souvenirs for my family. I didn't really, because this place was like specialized in a lot of like wooden souvenirs. So none of that was like what my family wanted. I was specifically looking for shot glasses because that's what my family collects. So we ended up stopping in to get some noodles before we really just like headed out. There was a really beautiful view of like a valley next to the old street. So it was a really beautiful view. And yeah, that's really it. It's really fucking sad to say like that is literally the end of my time in Taiwan. Aside from like literally hopping on the plane. To be honest, it was kind of weird to be at the airport because there's literally nobody there because COVID times. But yeah, like literally I was one of the only few people that was in the airport. I think most of the actual stores were closed because of the fact that there weren't really people flying in and out of the airport anymore. Girl is through security in Taipei, but like literally there ain't nobody here. Like empty. What? The plane was relatively spaced out from what I remember, I didn't have anyone sit next to me throughout any of my flights because social distancing, I guess. But yeah, it was a pretty long trip home. It was well over a day from what I remember. And getting home, I'm trying to remember. I think I took the Logan Express back home, and from there my parents met up with me to bring me my car, and they followed me to my apartment, and then dropped off food for me. Like basically like they had to, like, we all had to like socially distance ourselves and whatnot, so I couldn't even like hug my family. Like it was kind of sad. Like I couldn't even hug my parents or my grandma. It was just like a in the parking lot, hi, thanks for driving my car, okay, thanks for the food, see you later. I am finally back home, and my mom told me she did not water my plants and there was no resuscitation possible, and look at this, she killed my plant. And yeah, basically it was 2 weeks of quarantining after that. Obviously I was fine, but yeah, that was basically the end of that is literally the end of my trip. I like went back home, quarantined for 2 weeks in my apartment by myself, and I won't lie, it definitely was a little sad. That's really it. I don't know what to say. Like I feel really sad that I'm ending this video here because I can't believe I finished this whole project. This was a very long one. I didn't know if I was going to be able to stick with it, to be honest, because things with my business, like with my coaching and schedule and just mental health and just all the things, but I did it. We finished, and I'm really excited to say and fingers crossed, like I said, I'll be back next year, so I'll have more content for y'all. But I think this is it for now. I want to say thank you again for riding with me throughout this entire video and throughout this series, and for subscribing to me and just following me on my journey. I think after this I may take a little bit of a break from YouTube because I have been shifting with my career path and it's taking a lot more time than it used to. So I want to be able to one, adjust back home, two, adjust to two new clients that I am working with in a different capacity outside of coaching before I start into a new series. So my next series is actually going to be my trip to why did I say Hawaii? I almost said Hawaii for some reason. To Canada to visit my mom's side of the family. I think I kind of hinted at this a couple videos ago where I was recording like intros and explanations while I was there. But yeah, we're finally getting to it. So sorry for those of you who were waiting for that video. It's been a minute, I know. We are literally November and I'm finally editing August content, but we are out here. We are out. We're gonna have some fun with this. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.